Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading on where are you at in your spiritual awakening. So I'm really excited to share this message with you guys. You can also watch the whole video just to get like an outline of the stages of spiritual awakening. This is more of a basic reading. I will be doing more videos on spiritual awakening very soon because so many of you guys have been asking about it and we talk about this a lot on the channel. But I hope that this resonates with you. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose a number or choose an object to help you get your personal message. Also, please keep in mind that this is a general message. It may not apply to everyone. So if for some reason the message doesn't resonate with you, maybe try rolling a dice or using a number generator or using your intuition to try to pick another one. If it still doesn't resonate, then maybe click to another video because this might not be for you. If it's for you and you really felt like, wow, this was really in alignment and really resonated with me, then please leave a comment below and share. And I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel. So let's go ahead and get started here. If you want to choose number 1, it is the snow quartz. So number 1 or the snow quartz. Number 2, the vulture feather. Number 3, the sandstone. Number 4, the parrot feather. And number 5, the yellow citrine. So if you choose number 1, we're going to get started. And if you choose any of the other ones, then head to the comments below where my lovely subscribers post the timestamps. Thank you guys again for doing that. So number 1, where are you at in your spiritual awakening process? If you choose number 1, the snow quartz, let's get your cards out. Got a lot of cards here from the angel deck this time. Okay, so first of all, how funny that we see this card. This is the awakening. This card literally is talking about becoming awake to your spirituality. And this is a very personal process and it's different for everyone, okay? But basically, a spiritual awakening comes from either some type of life event, and sometimes it does come after like a tragedy or a loss, such as a breakup or a divorce or a death or a car crash or something crazy that happens. It can kind of come on the other side of something like that. Or it could just happen randomly or instantly or gradually. I've heard stories of people literally just waking up one day and having this connection. Sometimes it's brought on by people who, if you smoke weed or you try shrooms or something like that, all of a sudden you have this spiritual experience and then you come out of that kind of awoken. Sometimes it can happen after falling in love with someone. You fall in love and you all of a sudden really start realizing, wow, there's this amazing soul connection and like I feel so connected to this person. It's like almost spiritual, and then you start feeling connected to the earth. Sometimes it can happen from just traveling to a beautiful place, like standing at the shore on an ocean. I heard a story from a client who saw the ocean for the first time in their life because they lived like in a place that was kind of like landlocked, and they saw the ocean for the first time in their early 20s, and just it opened up their heart. They cried, they wept, they just felt this strong spiritual connection. And so it can happen in many ways. Some of them I didn't even list, but basically it's an awakening where you start to feel like maybe there's a purpose to you being on this planet. You start to feel very connected with the earth and the plants and the animals. You start feeling like you want to make a change, or you want to help protect the earth. You start feeling like just very open to what life has for you. You understand life, you understand death, you come to a deep understanding of yourself. And you might not have everything figured out. You might not really know everything. That's not really what it's about. It's more like a feeling. It's more of an energy where your heart awakens and your heart opens, and you start feeling kind of called to a path. And so part of this might be the recognition that you have psychic or spiritual gifts, or maybe recognizing that you're an empath, or that you're sensitive, or that you're an artist. Just because you're going through a spiritual awakening does not necessarily mean that you're on a spiritual path. Yes, there are some people who go through spiritual awakening and realize that they're being called to be a healer, or that they're being called to do tarot or Reiki healing, or whatever. But then some people are just realize they have a deep desire to help other people and decide to go into a traditional field to be like a teacher in a public school or something, So it doesn't always mean that you gotta be a spiritual person, although you might feel very spiritual at first. So I want to make that clear, that spiritual awakening is different for everyone, and some people might not even call it a spiritual awakening. For some people, it appears more like an existential crisis, or like a midlife crisis, or quarter life crisis. But it's basically where you start to kind of feel like you're vibing on yourself. Like, okay, I feel like I want to move in a certain path, or I feel like I'm more comfortable in my own skin, or I feel very connected to this earth, or to other people, or to my community, or to my talents and gifts. So discovering your talents and gifts is definitely part of this process. Starting to feel like nothing's a coincidence. Some people start seeing repeated numbers as messages, or they develop a connection with their spirit guides or the angels, or they join a religion or become connected with Jesus or Allah or whatever, Buddha. Some people, they discover a certain path of religion and decide to take that. For some people, it's not a religious experience at all. So it doesn't have to be religious. It's different for everyone, okay? For some people, it's like getting saved by Jesus. For other people, it's just realizing that they want to choose peace and they don't want to choose stress in their life anymore. And it's very different for each person. Like I said, there's no like cookie cutter right or wrong way to have a spiritual awakening, but generally common themes are, feeling more connected with the world around you, feeling connection with yourself, starting to feel a sense of purpose, or a deep desire for freedom or belonging, wanting to expand your horizons, wanting to take a new path, wanting to make some big changes in your life, becoming aware of your unique talents and gifts, becoming aware of the vast connection between everyone and everything. I'm also going to read this card to you because this is kind of where you're at as well. So this is a message for you for where you're at in your awakening process. You're at stage 1, like the awakening. So this says, you have made the leap and started a new cycle. Your instinctive spirit has felt it necessary to lead you to the gateway and to a new path. You may have been reluctant or concerned at first, but whether you realize it or not, a shift has occurred in your life. You may feel nervous and anxious of the unknown that awaits you on this new path. But your higher self, your intuition within you will guide you and reassure you as you greet new experiences on your path. Trust your inner voice. Listen to your own instinctive and inquisitive nature. Your own inner voice is strong, patient, and wise. Let it lead you forward with new eyes and a joyful heart. I love that. New eyes. I feel like that's what it is. It's like all of a sudden your eyes are opened and you see everything as if it's for the first time, if that makes sense. So spiritual awakening is like an awareness that you're on this journey. It's very unique to each person. You're coming to a deeper understanding of yourself and awakening to spirituality, whatever that means for you. And there's like an enthusiasm, there's an excitement in this part of the spiritual awakening. And there's more faith that you're growing in yourself, in your higher self, in the earth, or in your deity. And there's magical things that are happening, like synchronicities or signs that you're on the right path, or little seeming coincidences that are kind of pointing you in a certain direction, and you're opening up to a new perspective. You're changing your mind on certain things that you might have held as a truth before. You're starting to find your truth, and you're connecting with your purpose, and you're opening to change. So I hope that resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you later. Peace out. So if you choose number 2, the vulture feather, let's see where you are at in your spiritual awakening. Woo, a lot of cards here. They just keep going. I knew that a stack of cards kind of flew out of the deck. A couple different stacks of cards. I had no idea it was this much. Wow. Very interesting spread here. So first of all, this is saying you are at the stage of spiritual awakening, which many like to call the dark night of the soul. I want to make a video on this very soon, but for now, if you're interested, just Google or YouTube, and you can find more information on dark night of the soul. I'm going to explain this to you guys a little bit. But there are some really amazing speakers out there who are talking about this as well if you want to get further information. So dark night of the soul is basically, it can be called a depression or midlife crisis, quarter life crisis. So for some people, it manifests as like a mental breakdown. It's basically where you realize after going through the initial spiritual awakening, you hit that high, you kind of come down to a low and hit rock bottom, because you realize that if you're going to make these changes, you have to let go of people, habits, places, situations, and things that no longer serve you. So you might, being called to a new purpose or new path or wanting to create changes might make you aware that you're not happy in your life. Sometimes people recover memories of like trauma from their past that you kind of have to face and go through it. You become aware that like there's healing that needs to be done. Maybe you're holding limiting beliefs about yourself, like you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, or like that you're poor, or that you're suffering, or like there's all these thoughts and beliefs you might have held in the past that don't really hold true anymore. So you have to like figure out who you are and figure out your truth. And that's something that kind of happens in this process, where you really feel like you're being stripped and kind of laid bare, and kind of there's this space where like you don't know who you are anymore, and you kind of have to like find yourself again and find your truth again and kind of build upon that. So this can be a very lonely part of the process. This is the lone wolf here. You might lose certain people. Maybe you awaken to the fact that there's people around you who've been abusing you. You need to step away from them. Or maybe it's your job and you're like, this is not me. I can't keep working for this company. It's not in alignment with my new truth I've discovered. Let's say that it's a very consumer-driven company and they're hurting animals or something like that, or testing on animal products, and you're realizing that you want to become vegetarian or vegan, and you want to embrace your spiritual awakening. You have a desire to help animals, and this is something new that's kind of hit you. Like obviously you might want to step away from a company that you're working for that's not in alignment with that, just as an example. So it can be hurtful because you're just like, you feel lost, you feel confused, you're like, what do I do? Like, I have this big dream I want now, I know what my purpose is, or I want to change and I don't know how to make it. I don't know how to make peace out of where I'm at right now. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't where I thought I would be at this point in my life. I mean, there's just so many worries and fears. So there's like frustration. This is the most difficult part in spiritual awakening. And so this is a good time in the process to seek out a therapist, a counselor, like someone who is accredited and trained to help you through this. I recommend that, number one, honestly, to get professional help if it's really that bad and you're really that down. I also recommend, trying other things, like, maybe not just try one thing. Like tarot can help. readings can help. When I was going through this, I got a lot of psychic readings, but I always say don't just do one thing. There's never just one solution, and remember the answers are within you. So meditation can help with this. Affirmations can help. Writing in a journal. For me, I was uncovering a lot of trauma, and so writing my memories down and just like being present with myself really helped. One thing that's important is not to try to push past this stage. It can last a long time. I think my dark night of the soul lasted around 2 years. It's kind of intense. A lot of people, it seems to last about a year, but sometimes longer. So it was really rough for me, and I did get a lot of help. Something else that helped was working on my diet. I cut out a lot of processed foods, sugars, and I tried to eat healthy, more organic foods, because it was kind of helping my body at like a cellular level to release a lot of this old anxiety. What this is basically your root chakra is kind of clearing out. There's an energy stored in your root chakra that has to do with spiritual awakening. It's referred to as Kundalini energy. So your Kundalini starts to rise, and it can even cause pains, and there's all these side effects. So you're dealing with pain in your body, you're dealing with emotional pain, everything's flaring up, and it's just a call for you to just be in solitude, really focus on your health and your healing, balance your emotions, and you're just clearing everything out, because in our life, we're in survival mode. Things happen to us, and we just got to keep plowing forward, but eventually it builds up, and that's when the breakdown comes. And it's a call for us to go inward. It's a call for us to really settle ourselves with our truth. It's a call for us to let go of anything from the past, to face the past, to be present with it, to allow space for us to acknowledge it, to heal, and then to move on. So it's like a death process. It's like death and then rebirth. So it's very challenging, but it causes you to focus on your healing and to take a rest. It's very similar to the caterpillar that goes into the cocoon. This is your cocoon phase of the spiritual awakening. It's also, a lot of you guys might realize that you're having injustices with your finances, because I think that you might want to go to the next level, or like maybe you're stuck in poverty, and so you're trying to get out of that. And so there's just a lot that's happening. Breakups can happen during this. It's very difficult to go through a spiritual awakening when you're with someone. If you're single, you might feel really lonely and be trying to attract someone, but it's just like nothing's happening, nothing's going through. And so it's just this big grieving process. I know it sounds awful. I mean, look at these cards, but really you just have to have endurance and know that you're going to get through this, and it gets much better. I suggest that you listen to the next card, because you'll know what's coming after this. Because you're probably like, okay, so I get through this, and then what next? Well, I would suggest you just stay and listen to the next card, because that's going to be what happens after this. All these cards looking kind of crazy, but basically what you need to do is have the willingness to nurture yourself. You're learning how to be present with yourself, to be willing to go through the healing and purification and be able to seek help. This is about having strength to make it through this, and just releasing anything from the past, bringing light into your old wounds, into your darkness. It's part of the transformation, to let go of anything that doesn't serve you, entanglements. So that's where you're at in your spiritual awakening process. You're not alone, okay? You are not alone, and you're not going crazy. Definitely seek help. There's no shame in that. I got professional help during this part of my spiritual awakening, and it really helped me. I got lots of help: acupuncture, psychic, therapist, life coach, just all the things. Invest in your health. So for those of you guys who choose number 3, the sandstone, this is where you're at in your spiritual awakening process, okay? So you are on the other side of your dark night of the soul. So you've left that behind you. It's like you're the caterpillar that has come out of the cocoon, and you become a butterfly, and like you're sitting and your wings are drying out and you're just looking around and you're admiring your new form, and you're just bright and you're beautiful. You've got your wings and you're getting ready to take flight. So you're preparing to take flight, okay? So this is saying right now you're feeling just a little bit hesitant because there's like all these options. You've got a boost of energy and you're just like, where do I start? So you're at this part in your spiritual awakening where it's time to make a decision about what, like, really taking the path and moving forward, taking a risk, taking a leap of faith, facing your fears. You are in a much better place. You've left difficult times behind. You've gained your strength. You've rested. You've built up your strength. You've been through a mental, physical, and emotional transformation. So, and you've come to balance. You have balanced yourself, and it's time to celebrate. That's the first thing I would do, is make sure that you celebrate. This is a good time to like get a makeover or a haircut, or change up the colors in your wardrobe, or redecorate or something in your house to kind of symbolize like the change that you've been through. I think this is a time when a lot of people do want to cut their hair or do like a makeover or a transformation to like literally show physically what you've been through. You might even want to get like a medallion or a piece of jewelry or something like that that symbolizes like your awakening and just like the path you've been on and like this completion in this cycle. Make sure you celebrate this first. But then it's time to go to work. Now it's time to hustle. You're more connected with your dreams now. It's time for you to set goals. You're becoming more motivated now that you've been through this rejuvenation in your cycle. So it's time to reach for the stars and like to brand yourself. Maybe you have a business you want to start, or you want to work more towards your mission and purpose. So you might be at the point where you're taking the steps, but I think visualization is really important for you right now, and to keep following the signs. So you're at this point where you're taking a risk, you're taking a leap of faith, you're starting something new. You might even be moving somewhere or going somewhere. You're not caring what people think anymore. Like, you feel confident in yourself, you feel self-assured, and you're ready to move to a new horizon. This is another message about you being on the other side of your dark night of the soul. You're strong. You have access to like infinite knowledge. You are connected with your spiritual gifts. You understand the great mystery of life, and there's a lot of opportunities on your horizon. So you're at this point where you're really dedicating yourself and taking responsibility and really just continuing on this path. It has a lot to do with working, hustle, committing yourself to your goals and your dreams, and like visualizing to figure out what that is and just starting on that path. So it's a very beautiful time for you. The worst is over. It's all downhill from here. You still have to work, there is still kind of that uphill climb, but you have the strength, you have everything you need. You have all the power of the universe behind you, and it's a very bright future. So beautiful message. So for those of you guys who choose number 4, the parrot feather, where are you at in your spiritual awakening? Wow. So you are basically at this stage that I call soul family reunion. You've been really dedicating yourself to your dreams, your goals. You've been taking active steps. You've been developing yourself. And now there's a lot of people that are coming onto your path to help you and be there for you. In the past, you had to let go of a lot of people that didn't serve you. And maybe some people that were abusive or that just weren't on your vibe anymore, people you've outgrown. Maybe you even moved somewhere, and so it's like you're starting all over. And you've been lonely for a while, but you've just kind of been working towards your goals, doing your thing, following your path. And now it's a soul family reunion. So new people are coming into your life, people who are going to be loyal to you, people who are like on a high vibe. So it's a time of celebration as all these new people come in. And some of these people could have the answers to some of your prayers, because oftentimes when we pray, we dream, we wish, we fantasize, we set goals, intentions, the universe will send a person or a group of people to answer your prayers. So some of these people might help you with your business, or who might share a similar vision, or who just might inspire you or just make you laugh or help bring your vibe up, and you'll do the same for them. And so it's a time of love, reassurance that you're on the right path, a time of tenderness, feeling like you can truly be open with these new people, a lot of communication. It's a very social time in your life. So for some of you guys, it might even be uniting with a soulmate or a twin flame, time for a new love in your life, a life partner. And so it's a very social time. This is your soul family reunion. And if it hasn't happened just yet, this is literally what's about to happen. So very exciting time in the path. Now, for those of you guys who choose number 5, the yellow citrine, where are you at in your spiritual awakening? So you're kind of in the last stage, although it's a process and it's not always linear. You might bounce back and forth between different stages. But you're at this time where you've established freedom. You've actually been working towards your goals and your dreams, and you've been working towards your purpose and serving and just being open and being present and being the witness. And a lot of abundance is coming into your life. I do see for some of you guys traveling or a move, or like manifesting your dream house. A lot of happiness. You've set your foundation in life. You've been walking in alignment with your creativity, and the universe is being very, very generous with you. There are unlimited possibilities, and you're feeling very fulfilled. We see fulfillment here twice in these cards. So you're just going with the flow. You found your serenity. You're understanding that in life there's contrast. There's going to be dark times that come. There's going to be hardships, but you've been through the ringer now, and you're not afraid of anything anymore. You've come to peace. You've found your freedom within. You've changed yourself on the inside, and so all of that is reflecting to the outside. So you are in a beautiful place right now. Keep going, and I want to commend you for all this amazing work you've done. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can actually watch this whole video. It's actually went in order. So if you want to know more about spiritual awakening, you can watch the whole video and see kind of like what the process is. Very basic explanation of it. But if you'd like to see me do more on spiritual awakening, leave comments below. If you have anything you'd like to see me elaborate on, or any questions about spiritual awakening, let me know below and I can make you guys some more videos. Peace out.